And I'm sure that everyone can see us making eyes above our summer read. So lost in thoughts of us that I've been stuck on page 3. All our friends are conspiring together, finding ways to get us alone, wishing you would just make a move. Because I know you're feeling it too. Or am I just drunk on the heat of the island sun? 'Cause I find myself believing you might be the one, wondering when we can stop this pretending like we don't have feelings. Witty banter and deep conversations, ice cream cones and long walks by the ocean. Lost track of time again with you. I don't want the day to end. Aren't you sick of all the second guessing? We're just spinning around, so let's set aside our doubts. Why don't we just figure this out? Or am I just drunk on the heat of the island sun? 'Cause I find myself believing you might be the one, wondering when we can stop this pretending like we don't have feelings. A penny for your thoughts, well, I'll even give a million if it means you let me know whether you share the same feelings. Or am I just drunk on the heat of the island sun? 'Cause I find myself believing you might be the one, wondering when we can stop this pretending like we don't have feelings. Wish I knew what you're thinking. Just tell me if you like me too.
All right.
Wonderful, Pepita.
Hi,
Welcome, welcome to
Pepita.
our studio.
Welcome.
Oh, my
Have a
goodness.
seat. So that was Pepita with her lovely single called Island Sun.
Yes.
Very
I love it.
uplifting and a lot of great
It
lyrics.
is. It is uplifting, but
you.
also it represents a lot of feelings. I guess when two people are just trying to get to know each other, they feel the sparks, but they don't know where they stand. So yeah, that was a wonderful song, Pepita.
Thank you.
How did you come up with the song? Did you write it? Did you co-write it?
So I wrote it with my best friend Jasmine. So I write my songs with a lot of my songs with her.
Right.
For this one,
What inspired it?
It was inspired by the sun. That's
Oh,
why
right.
it's called Island Sun.
Ah, were you in Bali? No.
Yeah. So it was my friend was the first one who got like the whole idea. She was in Bali.
Right.
But yeah, she was in Bali and she was by the beach and the sun was really hot.
Right.
And so she felt a bit, dizzy.
Yes.
And then because of that, she felt like this feeling is very similar to when you're falling in love, when you have a crush,
It is it's very interesting because I related it a little bit farther, and I don't even know if this makes sense, but whenever you go to Bali,
Yeah.
when you come back, you have the vacation blues, and you
Yes.
always remember that feeling. It's
Yeah.
kind of like young love, isn't it?
Yes.
It's like you get
Yeah.
it's amazing while you're
That's
there, but if
true.
it's not, you're just kind of down. And
Yeah, that's true.
That's how I felt when I was listening to it.
That's how I feel whenever I go to Ubud, right? So you're here now because I mean we know that you spent your formative years in the U.S. You were even involved in some of the musical production there.
Yeah.
You were in The King and I. So now you're here to build your career, or you're going back and forth?
Yeah, I'm here for now.
You're
yeah.
here for now. Alrighty. And also tell us about the start of your career.
Yeah.
Because you started, I guess, probably as an actor, as a musical actor, also a musical singer. Tell us more about yourself.
Okay. Well, I grew up playing classical music. I played the violin, so I was an orchestra kid.
Yeah, you were in strings.
Yeah, I was in
There was band and strings.
Yes.
You have to choose.
yeah, and like my brothers both also play the cello, and so I just grew up like with siblings who play music, and I also play music. And yeah, after being an orchestra kid for a while, I started singing in around middle school, and then I decided to pursue my degree in classical singing. Yeah, I was just really curious on the voice and how they can project their voices really loud, because like in classical singing we don't use the mic. Yeah, so like
You're talking about opera.
yeah, like operatic singing.
Yes.
Yeah, so I took that for college, and then now I'm here.
And now you're here.
Well, you actually did, like Marissa mentioned, you actually did tour in certain areas.
Yeah,
So
I
tell
did.
us about that. How did that happen?
After college, like on my last semester, I decided to audition for some musicals because I was already there.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's always been like something I wanted to do, to audition for a musical. And I auditioned and I got in The King and I, and it was the national tour. And so I traveled around the US, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Wait, so how many auditions did it take for you to actually land a role?
I mean, the process for The King and I, it was like around five auditions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. But I mean,
Like callbacks.
it's amazing that, I mean, not a lot of people get that opportunity right off the bat coming out of school.
Yeah, I was really lucky, honestly.
Wow.
And what experiences did you get from that? Because not a lot of people, again, have this sort of opportunity. What sort of lessons did you and experiences did you take, and now you're applying it to your own singing career?
Yeah, I learned a lot. I mean, it was like a big family, like The King and I.
Sure.
We were just traveling from one place to the other. And so I learned a lot, just how the whole show works.
Yeah.
Because that was my first time being in a musical that like travels. And it was just crazy.
production.
Big.
Yeah, a whole production. It takes a village.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it was just cool just seeing how everything works, because we travel with trucks from city to city, and you know, like the big props and everything, the sound people, the orchestra, everyone traveling. It was like a lot of people. It was,
I'm glad you said that, because you, I'm sure, did theater,
Yes.
right? Well, so did I, but I was in tech. So we were the guys building the props, we would stay late and paint all the things, and we would be the ones that would make the scenery changes in between
my
acts and
goodness.
everything.
You're the prop
So I'm
guy,
glad that
set
people
guy.
sometimes remember us, because we
Of
were never
course.
on stage, right? And it was always the actors that would always come out and say, hey, I want to give special appreciation to the tech guys.
Yes.
Because-
We always do that at the end of a show. It's like prop guys,
Yeah, right?
loading, lighting, and then sound. And everything.
It's a thankless job sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
But you know, nowadays with experimental theater, even the set and prop guys are on stage
you
as
can see
well.
them.
Yeah, you
Right,
can
yeah,
see
yeah.
them.
That's right.
Yeah, which I
Pretty
think is
cool.
very cool. Yeah. So all of these experience, because you started as a classical musician and then you began exploring singing, studying operatic singing, and then you did theater as well. Does that give some kind of a like a clearer picture, like where you want to take yourself to? Like what career specifically, or do you want to do all? Like Ishana Saraswati is a, you know, like she's everything.
All in one.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, currently I'm just doing everything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still doing classical singing. Like, I had a concert last month. Yeah,
Did you?
yeah, I
Where?
did.
Was it in the?
It was in Aula Sinfonia.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's amazing hall. I was so happy to perform there.
So cool.
Yeah.
All right. I guess you're just gonna end up doing everything.
Yeah.
Ishana. Who are your idols? I mean, who do you look up to in music?
Who do I look up to in music? Like, I really like the singer Lea Salonga in theater.
Seriously?
I love her.
When
yeah.
you sang, I was thinking that I was gonna open it. You remind me of Lea Salonga.
Really?
Yeah. So there you go.
Aw,
Okay.
thank
Nailed it.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. So Lea Salonga is your idol.
Yeah.
Oh, so sweet.
I love her voice.
So you're doing all things well. See, a lot of people when they have their eggs in a lot of baskets, they do a couple things well, but it's kind of distracting. But your online presence from your first single, I mean, Island Sun comes on the tail end of your first single was Tides, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Correct.
tell us about that. It has now garnered over 2 million streams. So again, you're balancing everything pretty well. I would say.
Yeah, it's a lot of, I mean, I'm just enjoying the process. Like I've started releasing music, my original music this year.
Yes.
So Island Sun is the second one.
Okay.
And
What's the feedback that you're getting from like your listeners? What is your crowd? Because obviously you have fans. I'm sure there's people that know you from theater, people that know you from
Yeah,
like so you get a mixed bag. So what's the feedback
Yeah.
like from your
I
fans?
know, I'm still figuring it out, honestly. I'm just like, there's some who's like more into the classical version,
Okay.
some into theater, more like new ones with the pop one. But yeah, I like that about, I mean, I don't like to put things in a box.
Yeah.
Like that's why I just do everything. I like singing, and so I don't mind singing anything.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Because you get
it's
people
really
out
fun.
there, right? They're like, oh, I prefer you to do this. And
Yeah, they try
Yeah.
to put us in a
categorized.
certain box. Maybe
Yeah.
it just helps them to figure us out, but that doesn't really work. I mean, people can do whatever, really. Yeah, so do you have any upcoming projects, and where do you usually share, like, hey guys, I'm doing this?
I have a single coming up, and also an album hopefully next year.
Full album?
Exciting.
Yes.
mini album. All right.
Yeah,
wow.
but I actually just released a single too with Weird Genius.
Oh,
You know,
really?
The DJ.
See,
yeah.
that's another like different direction.
I know, that was crazy. But I sing classical there.
So wait,
So-
who approached who when it came to this? They approached you.
Yeah. So they had a song ready, and they were looking for a classical singer.
Wow.
And
Very
and that
experimental.
happened. Yeah.
Very cool.
When is that going to be released?
It was released last week.
Oh, it's already
Yeah,
released.
yeah,
Okay.
last Friday.
Check it out
It's
in the
been several
streamers.
days. Yeah.
What's the title?
Catalyst.
Catalyst.
Catalyst. Okay, check that
Certainly
out.
is.
Yes,
Check it
it's
out.
a
It's
double
really
whammy
cool.
because it's like Island Sun is already presented to you, and don't forget Catalyst as well. That's gonna be an interesting mix. Do you have any social media where you share?
Oh yeah. From my Instagram.
Yep.
At Pepita Salim.
Okay.
But I also have like YouTube
Right.
and TikTok. But it's all Pepita.
Just find Pepita or
Yeah.
Pepita. Alrighty.
you go.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice to have you on.
Thank you for
Come back
having
anytime.
me. I'm so
Thank
happy.
you. Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a short break here. As we know, the general elections are coming up next Valentine's Day. We're going to give you the latest updates from the 2024 general elections when we return here on the C Morning Show. Stay
So
tuned.
much love. So much love. Thank you, Pepita.
Thank you.
Success.